Well, good afternoon, everybody. Once again, welcome to the United Regional Chambers weekly update. We try and bring you on some interesting guests and some interesting subjects. This week, we're going to introduce you to the new TDI Fellow, but her name is Tracy Silva Barbosa. And I'm going to let Tracy explain to you what the TDI is and a little bit about mass development, where she's based out of. So, Tracy, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Jack. It's great to be here. I'm excited to be part of the Attleboro community. As Jack said, my name's Tracy Silva Barbosa. I'm the new TDI Fellow for Attleboro downtown. And what that means is Transformative District Initiative. This is a program out of Mass Development, which is a land bank and finance agency in Massachusetts that's investing in gateway cities. Gateway cities are cities that were once thriving with industry and now are considered post-industrial or Rust Belt, and through that process have experienced decline in business, in residency and business occupancy. So what Mass Development wants to do is put people like me on the ground in these communities, these gateway communities, and really get to know the people there, or as we refer to as partners, those being people like Jack, who know the community really well, have been there, live there, work there, know what it needs, have their opinions about what they've experienced there, beyond anyone could even conceive of at Mass Development. If they were to fund any projects, they really don't know the community. So my job is to get to know the community and to sort of foster participation in downtown businesses with each other and with public institutions like the libraries, like the parks, like museums, and sort of get to know each other again and how we could lift each other up. That's one aspect of TDI. Another aspect of TDI is Mass Development concentrating its investment for 3 years. That's my tenure here in Attleboro. So I'll only be here 3 years, and Mass Development is just basically using me as their on-the-ground person to really report to them and try to build some great things.
Well, Tracy, let's step back for a second. Tell us who Mass Development is, because there's so many state agencies, and Mass Development has been such an important part of the improvement of Attleboro so far. We got to give them a little bit of shout out too.
Yeah. Mass Development is a quasi-government agency. It is a land bank and finance agency based in Boston. And they basically finance a lot of housing projects, public projects. You can go to the website massdevelopment.com and find out who they are. They have lots of programs, especially focused for gateway cities to help Massachusetts thrive and grow.
Okay, now the TDI committee was formed, I think it was like 3 years ago, maybe a little bit longer than that. Your predecessor, George, started it out with our Economic Development Director, Catherine Fierick, and so far has already invested millions of dollars into the city of Attleboro. And a couple of the different projects are the apartments or housing units coming on the corner of Dunham and Union Street. But what other projects have they been working on?
To tell you the truth, I don't know the answer to that yet. I am brand new on the ground in Attleboro, and my job has been really organic to get to know the business owners that are within our TDI district, which is a very defined district downtown Attleboro. And what I'm doing there is trying to get people to communicate with each other, to share their ideas of what their hopes are for public space activation, for getting more people downtown, for what they envision for a pedestrian-friendly downtown. Parking always comes into that conversation. So my expertise is getting to know the community. As far as what mass development has invested thus far in Attleboro, you would probably know better than me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have put you on the spot like that. One of them is that development. Another one is Cuddy Court, where Mim Fawcett, and I apologize, I forget the artist's name, have
The
partnered to
artist's
do
name
those.
is Jess Tracy.
Yes, have partnered to do some of those great murals that are on, and that was before you. So I apologize.
No worries. And I will, confess that I just landed in Attleboro in September. It feels like I've been there 5 minutes and 5 years at the same time. I've gotten to meet so many amazing city partners, like the CEO of the YMCA, the owners of Attleboro Jewelers, the owner of Morin's Diner, like all of these really seated institutions in Attleboro, and getting to know their vision for the future and how we could coalesce that with the money that mass development is rolling out in the next 3 years and making available. And the more innovative our ideas in how to collaborate and bring up the whole downtown district, the better that money will be spent. And mass development wants that. So that's what I'm here to do.
Well, one of the questions that I was asked, and I will ask you to explain a little bit more. You do not work for the city of Attleboro. You work for
Correct.
Mass Development, and you're a separate agency. So a
Correct.
lot of the things that you do are in partnership with the city of Attleboro, because obviously we need to partner with them. But there's many other projects that are just Mass Development and TDI focused.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes, I am an employee of mass development. I am not an employee of the city of Attleboro. So I do work very closely with the city and with people like yourself, where I'm trying to, basically, I've put together a work plan with the partnership, and we've assessed some major goals for the district, some of them being business assistance, another one being public art and public space activation, meaning outdoor activities. Those are just some of the goals that we have. And so what I do is go around and I talk to all these different businesses. And if they come up with a really great idea or something that I think like, oh, that connects directly with this other institution, that goes into the work plan and we really make that connection. Like my job is to like really try to cut down on that separation that happens naturally, especially with COVID, and just kind of be like, oh wow, you have this idea for this outdoor event in Cuddy Court, and this person wants to do a food event, then we can put that together and make it even better, that kind of stuff. But also,
Absolutely.
mass development does do bigger, what you were saying, but much bigger projects in like housing and development. But I'm kind of like the ground person.
Okay, yeah, the building and stuff, that's Jay Patikos. We've had Jay on the show in the past.
Mm-hmm.
He actually just left my office a little while ago. But Mass Development has been a tremendous partner to many communities in the city. There are other TDI fellows and TDI districts. Can you name just a couple of others?
Yeah, there's 13 this round. The TDI program started just under 10 years ago. It's not quite 10 years. And I believe it started out with like 3 or 5 fellows. And those fellows really got to know the work, got to understand how you foster a good partnership, that once my 3 years is up, this partnership will be strong enough to keep going and keep applying for grants and keep doing things that will help the downtown and supply its new residents with things to do and wonderful things to eat.
Well, one of the things that you just mentioned is, some of the local business owners, managers, have come up with some great ideas. If somebody out there in the general public land has a good idea, what's the best way to express that to the TDI partnership?
That's a great question, Jack. You're full of great questions.
I'm full of a lot of things. I don't know if it's just questions.
Well, one thing you can do is email me directly. I am in Attleboro. I have an office in the Bronson building, and there's my beautiful email address on the screen. Another way you can reach out if you have an idea for an event is the Attleboro Cultural Council. They have put together a really great packet on how to run an event. So everything you would need to know if you had some plan, there's a packet available that it would guide you through all of the steps you would have to do to properly plan that event. And there's funding available through grants in the TDI district, as we spoke about earlier. There will be some grants available in January, February for residents of Attleboro to apply for different events in the downtown or an art project, or, basically it's up to you. Make it awesome, Attleboro. I'm watching.
Well, a couple of things that the Mass Development has partnered with the city is the Halloween stroll that the kids did back here in Halloween, and then in Cuddy Court, I believe it's to Thursday night. Is it Thursday night? Tomorrow night they have another.
You know what? I believe it was moved because the weather is about to be crazy, and I have it written down. It's going to be inside City Hall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's this Friday, 5 to 8 p.m. at City Hall.
Okay.
Is the craft fair. So have fun. It's a nice space in there, and there will be like 20 plus vendors.
Well, it's great that the city's going to open that up, because it's been at Cuddy Court for a couple of weeks, been very successful so far, and we hope to see Cuddy Court expand with all the different events that they have, because it's bringing people back to the city of Attleboro.
Yeah, the Halloween event, I tabled there for Mass Development, and it was so wonderful to see families walking around downtown. It was a stark contrast to what you usually see. And they enjoyed kimochi boba drink. They enjoyed Pinku donuts. They went to Morin's. They walked around. They went to Balfour Park. There's a lot to do downtown, and Cuddy Court has been turned into this very special space with Jess Tracy's artwork that is surprising, and it's impressive. So I love to walk through there and see people discovering it for the first time, and they're like, wow, I didn't know this was here. This is a totally different place. And she transformed that alleyway into like this storybook space.
And that's just it. It was always known as just an alleyway.
Yes.
And, a cut through sometimes for the commuters that would go back and forth. But it has been transformed. It's all been repaved. There's beautiful artwork on the walls, and actually up the wall of the parking garage, too.
Right.
She's got these crazy, I don't know, we can't call them monsters. They're fish, and there's turtles, and there's all kinds of good stuff.
It's amorphic fantasy, I would say. And she is also expanding through a Mass Development Quick Win grant. She's expanding her paintings to the other side of the parking garage too, so they kind of envelop the whole thing, which makes that parking garage just a little nicer. That's another aspect.
Isn't she also opening up a little bit of a studio next to or above Spooky Games?
She did. She's in that building, 2 Park Street, and she has her studio there now. It's more above like Ronin Jiu-Jitsu on that side. Okay. And it's on the 2nd floor. It's called Studio Jet. And she's just the coolest lady. Her work is really interesting, and her smaller works are quite different from her murals, I think. I think that they have their own existence. I'm from an art background, so I could wax on about her artwork all day. But I think it's an amazing thing what they did in Cuddy Court. And as a person who loves cities, I love alleys. I really do. I think that they are this beautiful part of old downtowns. I lived in New York for a long time, and there's some really special spaces in cities that with just a little bit of care can become a really good place to gather.
Well, we're trying to revitalize the downtown of Attleboro. We have a couple of new women's clothing stores that have opened up. We've got Piku Donuts, Boba Tea.
Mhm.
Spooky Games is another brand new one that's coming down there. Ronin Jiu-Jitsu's been there for a little bit. So, folks, we want you to come back downtown. We want you to take a stroll for a little while. And it was probably right before Tracy started. Mim Fawcett, through a Mass Development grant, had a banner program where you could walk the downtown, and the banners that were on the light pole had a QR code that you could punch into, and it would tell you all about the art that was up there. And she coordinated it with some of the businesses in downtown. Are we going to do anything like that again, Tracy?
Oh, heck yeah. There's more to come. I envision a lot of things like that become a fun reason to come downtown. Just spitballing, some of our ideas have been like a small comic book convention in Cuddy Court hosted by Spooky Games, a roller skating party in Balfour Park, all family friendly. Everything I'm mentioning is family friendly. A food truck festival downtown in the Veterans Park, all sorts of cool stuff that, gives you a reason to experience what is this beautiful space down there, and historic as well.
Right. Well, Tracy, thanks for coming on the show today. We appreciate
I'll come
you.
anytime. I'll be your Ed McMahon.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'll just sit behind you and smoke a cigar and comment.
Well, we've got many, many great things that are happening in the city of Attleboro, and we want to continue it with the support of you, Mass Development, the rest of the folks that are on the TDI partnership, and all you folks out there watching our show today. If you've got a great idea, if you've got something that you think would improve us, pick up the phone, give us a call Tracy, call myself. We'd be glad to help you. All right, Tracy, thank you. We'll see you shortly.
Thank you.
Folks, I just want to do one shout out to you, the community. I've had the opportunity to be a helper over at Christmases for Kids this past year, and they're just wrapping things up. But you, the community members, have been so generous that they're able to give over 800 children Christmas gifts this year, and it would not have happened if it wasn't for you out there in the public, in the general public. You've been very, very generous, and we'd like to say thank you. And folks, thanks for tuning in this week. Next week, we're going to have Kim Thomas on for the Old Colony Habitat for Humanity. She's going to give us an update on the house that's being built there in Attleboro. So we hope everybody has a great rest of the week, and please stay safe.